The Supreme is the new villain of the 6th season of Miraculous Ladybug. The Supreme is the malicious guardian of the miraculous in the universe where Shady Bug and Noir live. The villainous duo worked for him, but at the end of the Paris special, they switched sides and joined forces with Team Hesperia to fight against their former boss. I think this didn't make the Supreme very happy. Just imagine, you send your henchmen to retrieve Miraculous, trust them with 2 other Miraculous that are the most powerful, and then they betray you. Now you end up without 3 of your most powerful weapons. That's a bad day at work, huh? But before you start, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. Now the Supreme must be full of problems in his criminal empire. With the Ladybug Miraculous being used for good, the heroes have the magical luck that always gives them an advantage. There's also the power of repair that reverses all the damage caused by the Supreme's villains. The Cat Miraculous, which used to be a very useful weapon for the villain to threaten people and force them to follow his orders, is no longer a danger to anyone. If you're not careful, losing this ring must have made him lose even more henchmen who were only working for him because he threatened them with cataclysm. Of course, now the Supreme no longer has access to absolute power. Okay, the heroes don't either because the lock he placed on the alternate Tiki and Plague still works. Even so, it's a lot of power that no one can use, so it doesn't help much. In other words, losing Ladybug and Cat was a big blow to the Supreme, and it's expected that he will want revenge. First against those 2 ungrateful young ones who betrayed him. By the way, stay until the end of the video because there I will tell you what the Supreme can do to get revenge on Shady Bug. And believe me, it's heavy. But if somehow the villain discovers that it was the actions of the heroes from another universe that convinced his henchmen to switch sides, he will surely want to go after those heroes as well and make their lives a living hell. Messing with the Supreme costs a finger. It's a normal thing, right? This revenge could very well be the problem that the heroes of Paris will have to face throughout the next season of the series. It's worth noting that the Paris special takes place at the beginning of the 5th season. So, if the Supreme were to attack the main universe, it would only happen in the 6th season. And if you don't leave a like here, it will take even longer to happen, so hit that like button. And I know what you're thinking now, we already have the villain for the 6th season. It's going to be Lila, not the Supreme. Well, is it really? Or is that what the series writers want us to think? We can't forget that at the end of the recreation episode, Lila was startled by a glow that appeared right behind her. This glow could very well be the Supreme opening a portal to Ladybug's universe. After all, he still has the Rooster Miraculous and can ask for the power to travel to another dimension, just like Monarch did in the Paris special. And until now, I didn't understand why he never tried it again. Well, it just follows the script. If this really happens, Lila would end up having a smaller role, perhaps becoming an ally of the Supreme, or he could be a threat to her as well. And the Cobra may have to join forces with the heroes of Paris to prevent the malicious guardian from ruining everything. That's the story, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least for a while. Comment if you think that Chrysalis and Ladybug would make a good team. Now, some of you may be thinking, with so many places for the Supreme to appear in the main universe, why did he appear right where Lila was? Well, in this case, there are 2 explanations. The first is that the Supreme's hideout in the other universe may be in the same place as Lila's hideout in the main universe, and all he did was open a portal to the same location where he was. And then things get more interesting. It could be that the Supreme is none other than Lila herself from the other universe. I know you know me. I am you in another dimension. So that explains this beauty. The Supreme could be someone who never shows their face and uses a voice modifier to sound like a man, like Night Vigilante and Ardal did in the New York special. In this case, he could be the alternate Lila who went after her other version to ally with her or capture her and take her place. Imagine how crazy it would be. We're all watching the 6th season, seeing Lila as a villain, as we expected. Then, in the middle of the season, it's revealed that it's not the original Lila but the alternate one, who is also the Supreme. It would be a mind-blowing twist, wouldn't it? Come on, Miraculous writers, I'm giving you a lot of ideas in this video. Please notice me. By the way, let me talk about that idea of mine on how the Supreme can get revenge on Shady Bug. What if, after the Dark Gothic betrayed the Master, he decided to give a Miraculous to the alternate Chloe to face the benevolent Shady Bug? Think about it. In the other universe, Chloe was responsible for several traumas, for the Supreme must know this. So, when the former villain saw her enemy with powers, it could make her lose control of her emotions, either out of anger or fear of what the malicious blonde could do. This would make it easier to lure the Gothic into traps or defeat her in battles since she would be disoriented by strong emotions. If this is true, the Supreme may bring this alternate Chloe to help him in the main universe as well. So, in a way, we would have the return of Chloe in this 6th season. It just wouldn't be the same as before. So, did I go too far? Comment on what you think, and if you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel because that way, the Miraculous writers will see this video and put these ideas in the series. I hope so. That's it. Thank you, and see you next time.